Hello and welcome back to the Only Friends on Friday podcast.
Oh, we're hopping right into this.
Oh, that's how we do it.
Welcome back, everybody. To the
My name is Hunter. My name is Hunter, and who? My name is Hunter.
His name's Hunter, and my name is Jacob. Back at it again, second return.
I was like, okay. So I say my name is Hunter. My name is Jacob, and then you say it, and we. You had to hit the we and we, like you often do.
All right, take two.
Hello and welcome back to the Only Friends on Friday podcast. My name is Hunter.
And my name is Jacob. And I get it. I was anticipating it. I started laughing. Hold on.
That makes no sense that we do that. I say, this is Only Friends on Friday podcast, and then you say it, and we are the Only Friends on Friday podcast. Do I not say that? Do I just say, hello, my name is Hunter, and my name is...
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Take three. Hello, my name is Hunter.
And my name is Jacob, and we are the Only Friends on Friday podcast.
That Friday podcast where we hit the we, like no one else.
Like no one else, no one ever will hit the we like we.
Did you ever have a Wii U?
Oh, yes, I did have a Wii U. The black one is the best Wii U. What is this one about? What are we talking about here?
So I think we just jump right into this topic. Keep this one nice, short, sweet, and to the point. You know,
and to the bone.
So this one's called. The creature we're going to be talking about is called Melon Heads.
Melon Heads.
Do you know what a melon head is?
I'm assuming a head of a melon. That's my guess.
That's pretty close. I'm going to read a couple things on, if you want to Google it, it's just on Wikipedia. We're citing our sources today. These crazy little things, they're American folklore, but we'll be the judge of that if they're real or not. Melon heads are beings generally described as small humanoids with bulbous heads who occasionally emerge from hiding places to attack people. Different variations of the legend attribute different origins to the entity. So they're in Ohio, Michigan, and Connecticut.
This is not what I was thinking of when I thought of a melon head.
It wasn't?
No.
What were you thinking of?
I'll share my screen. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Were you thinking of like a honeydew melon with a head?
Yeah, I literally see with a nice melon head search. Go to images.
Yes, images.
Melon-headed bandits. Duo with watermelons on their heads steals from Sheetz in Virginia.
Sheetz is a store.
Yeah.
Sheetz is a store, and they stole Sheetz, it says. They didn't steal Sheetz.
And then it's mixed in with the
bulbous head boys?
Yeah.
These are some crazy looking guys.
How offensive are we getting this one?
We're going to try and keep it to a minimum.
Okay.
But,
okay. I
mean, what do you got to say? I do want to know, just on a personal level.
No, I was just going to say, these melon-head bandits just happen to be mixed in with the failed abortion-looking guys.
That's pretty good,
they look like children.
Yeah.
With balloon heads.
They look like almost they kind of look like Megamind, but not blue.
Megamind, yes. Or what you would look like if you ate too many airheads, according to your grandma.
According to my grandma in particular, she always said, don't eat too many airheads, you're going to look like a melon head. And I didn't know what she meant until now. This is crazy. These are crazy demon children, and I don't know how I feel about it. These are wild.
Did someone message us about this?
So they said, hello, I'm a huge fan. May I suggest a creature to you? They're called melon heads, and that's from, his name is Peppered Melon, also known as Melon Boy with an I. Melon Boy with an I is who recommended this. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I think we're going to have a party blast.
A party blast?
Yes, party blast. The Melon Heads of Michigan are said to reside around Felt Mansion. I don't know where Felt Mansion is. Let's figure that out real quick. Felt Mansion? It's in Michigan. Okay, that's all we need to know about that. Although they have also been reportedly seen in southern forest areas of Ottawa County. According to one story, they were originally children with hydrocephalus?
Syphilis?
Hydrocephalus is a condition in which accumulation of cerebral palsy fluid occurs within the brain. This typically causes increased pressure inside the skull. Older people may have headaches, double vision, poor balance, urinary inconsistencies. What does that mean? They're pissing themselves? Urinary whatever that word is?
Sometimes you pee solid, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes it's a mystery. So they're just supposedly children with this disease who lived at the Junction Insane Asylum near Felt Mansion. The story explains that after enduring physical and emotional abuse, they became feral and were released into the forest. They were released into the wilderness surrounding the asylum. Allegan County Historical Society asserts that the asylum never existed. What? Sounds like that's mysterious. Although it was at one point a prison, however, the story has been part of a local folklore for several decades. That's wild. I'm not even done with this. Laketown Township manager, blah, blah, blah. He had tales. So this Laketown Township manager, he had heard the tales as a teenager, noting that his friends referred to the beings as wobbleheads. Look at that little wobblehead doing his due. Some versions of the legend say that the children once lived in the mansion itself, but later retreated to a system of caverns or caves in a nearby hill left from an abandoned zoo. This is a wild story.
This is twisty and turny.
Some versions of this legend say that the children devised a plan to escape and kill the doctor that abused them. It is said that the children had no place to hide the body, so that they cut it up into small pieces which they hid around the mansion. Rumors exist that teenagers who had broken into the mansion saw ghosts of the children and claimed to see shadows of the doctor's murder through the light coming from the open door. The legend has spread throughout the region, even becoming a subject of a 2011 film titled The Melon Heads, which is based around Michigan legend. So this is like such a crazy, this is like a script scope of the Melon Boys. And so not only like did they exist, they murdered the doctor potentially who abused them, but so not only is it melon heads, they're not just creatures, they're ghost melons also sometimes.
Oh, wow. This topic just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
It's a lot.
Like when I first heard we were talking about the melon heads, like I said previously, I was thinking watermelon noggin.
Watermelon
That's
lovers?
what I had in mind.
Yeah. I mean, you could think of a watermelon head and a melon head as two different things now. Because before you thought I'm just one being, melon head, it's a watermelon boy and that's it.
I just can't believe
You're so
this.
fascinated, it seems like.
I just can't believe it. I just can't. There's more than one legend. That's how you know it's real.
There's 3 legends. Michigan. You want to read Ohio, buddy?
Yeah, I will dive right into Ohio. The Melonhead stories of Ohio are primarily associated with the Cleveland suburb of Kirtland. According to local lore, the Melonheads were originally orphans under the watch of a mysterious figure known as Dr. Crow. Okay.
Dr. Crow, wow. Sounds like a cool guy, maybe?
Maybe. Wings, maybe not. Who knows? Crow is said to have performed.
You think Crow's an actual crow?
His name's Dr.
Does it say
Crow
that?
for a
Maybe
reason.
click sign into your account, push edit, and then say Crow is a crow. Crow's a real bird.
A crow. I do not have a...
no Wikipedia account?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Never
All right.
needed one. Now I do, though. So,
Next time.
If the story's changed, when you go to look it up, you know why. Crow is said to have performed unusual experiments on the children, who developed large, hairless heads and malformed bodies.
Oh, God.
Some accounts claim that the children were already suffering from hydrocephalus, whatever you said also.
Yeah, whatever I said.
And that Crow injected even more fluid into their brains.
Oh, my God.
Crow, you don't seem like the cool guy I thought you once were. Eventually, the legend continues. The children killed Crow, burned the orphanage, and retreated to the surrounding forest and supposedly feed on babies. Legend holds that the Melonheads may be sighted along Wisner Road in Kirtland and Chardon Township, The Melon Head legend has been popularized on the internet, particularly on the websites Creepy Cleveland and Dead Ohio. What? Who names these? Come on. Where users offer their own versions of the story. A movie, Legend of the Melon Heads, released in 2010, is based on the Ohio legend and various other legends in the Kirtland area.
We literally have 3 places for these melon heads, and 2 out of the 3 have movies.
2 of the 3 have movies.
So far.
And both stories seem pretty similar to me.
But they're similar, but the ones in Michigan, right? The ones in Michigan didn't eat babies.
Yeah, they weren't baby eaters.
Why did I laugh when it said they burned down the orphanage? Why
that
is it
the ultimate riot?
That's the ultimate prank.
The ultimate prank.
They burned down the orphanage. So, like, they were in the orphanage, maybe? Oh, they probably got put in the orphanage because they were so weird.
Yeah, I think they were in the orphanage.
Okay.
And then Dr. Crow was also in the orphanage. That's when he injected their brains with fluids. AKA
so, like, he's like,
fluids.
wow, they have a very big head already. Let me make this thing bigger with more fluids.
Let me make this thing nice and plump for my arousal, Dr. Crow said.
Dr. Crow said, I like a nice, juicy melon head.
There you go.
Very nice. That's really fun. Like, so typically we'll like read a couple sentences and they'll make jokes about it. This is so interesting that it's like I gotta keep reading, you know?
Exactly. You
So
just gotta let it go.
Yeah, you just gotta let it fly. So the legend in Connecticut this time, several variations of the Melon Head legend can be found throughout southwest Connecticut, especially in the central and eastern Fairfield County. Why does that sound familiar? In western New Haven County, Connecticut, and eastern Fairfield County, many tales can be found in communities such as Trumbull, Shelton, Stratford, Monroe, Easton, Weston. I don't know why I read it like that.
That was great.
In western and central New Haven County, tales can be found in towns like, oh my God, okay, Seymour, Oxford, Milford, Southbury. Okay, unimportant.
Yeah, you know.
There are several primary Connecticut variations. According to one variation of the myth, Fairfield County was the location of an asylum for the criminally insane that burned down in the fall of 1960, resulting in the death of all of the staff and most of the patients, with 20 to 10 inmates, just did a good old flip on that, unaccounted for, supposedly having survived and escaped to the woods. This is kind of similar to Michigan. The legend states that the Melon Head's appearance is the result of them having resorted to cannibalism in order to survive the harsh winters of the region and to inbreeding.
Oh, yes. Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Now we're getting into it. That does mean having relations with each other, correct?
Yeah.
And they're related.
Interfamily relations.
Interfamily inbreeding, okay. Which in turn caused them to develop this hydrocephalus. Cephalophalus. I'm saying that wrong probably.
This is some wrong turn type stuff here, huh?
It really is not great. It's really a terrifying thing. Some retellings of this version substitute the asylum or a prison with places of business or campgrounds. They went to summer camp and started becoming cannibals. And the inmates/patients with employees, staff, or campgoers. Individual variations will modify what town these individuals were originally from, blah, blah, blah. According to the second variation, the Melon Heads are descendants of colonial era. Family from Shelton, Trumbull, who were banished after accusations of witchcraft were made against them, causing them to retreat to the woods. As with the first version of this legend, this variation attributes the appearance of the Melon Heads as inbreeding. Melon Heads allegedly prey upon humans who wander into their territory. Like the first version, individual retellings will modify what town the family was originally from, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't know what this Dracula Drive is. Maybe we can read it. You can read that. But let's cover that for a second. So, they were in a freaking jail, or it said it was in a jail, or maybe just a campground. And they started doing some cannibal stuff.
That's a big difference if you ask me.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't understand how you go from being a cannibal to also participating in the inbreeding.
Hey.
What is? And also,
Hey.
I thought these melon heads were not of age.
Is that
What's
true?
What's the legal age for cannibalism? Do you know?
7.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
7 years old, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
First spoon of a human, and 7 years old.
Hey,
Depends who you ask,
you know,
I guess.
If you give him a Happy Meal, basically, right? No, I'm just kidding.
If you give a mouse a cookie, you know.
Yeah. You want to read this Dracula Drive? See what happens. If you give a mouse a cookie, what is that? Is that
It's a kid book.
Is if you give him, and I know what it is. If you give a mouse a cookie, are you saying that that's symbolism for your kid is a mouse, feed them a human?
Feeding him a human. He'll just
How-
want more.
They just. So stupid.
A number of Connecticut-based legends of the Melon Heads have one characteristic in common: the inclusion of a secluded, rustic or single lane, usually dirt road, running through the Melon Heads wooded territory. That sounds strange. Many towns in Fairfield County, wow, reading is not my thing today,
It's all right.
and New Haven County have rural and forested sections, and it is not uncommon for these forests to have rural roads. I'm just going to say it like that every time.
Rural roads.
Running through them. These roads at times are associated with the local variation of the Melon Head legend and are said to be part of the Melon Heads territory. If you see a dirt road, ladies and gentlemen, veer off. Several legends place the Melon Heads territory around a mysterious and mythical street commonly referred to as Dracula Drive. None of the towns that have a Melon Head legend have roads designated as Dracula Drive. Depending on what version of legend is told, one of several existing streets are mistakenly referred to or coincidentally coincided with the Dracula.
That's the one.
That's it. That's the word. Highlight it. With the Dracula Drive mentioned in the Melon Head stories. For instance, some legends place the Melon Heads territory in and around Sawmill City Road in Shelton as Dracula Drive. Some other roads mistakenly referred to as Dracula Drive include, ladies and gentlemen, we have a list here for you.
This is really
Edmonds
important.
Road in Oxford.
Okay.
Velvet Street in Trumbull and Monroe. Parentheses, runs between Tashua Road and Trumbull and Jude Road in Monroe near the eastern border. Hey, if we inspire
They
you
have to
guys to
know.
take a trip, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Zion Hill Road in Milford.
My cousin. Just kidding. Zion.
The roads around Lake Mohegan. I think that's supposed to say Michigan. I'm just gonna take a guess here. Morganell Road in New Haven. Jeremy Swamp Road in Southbury.
Jeremy Swamp.
Paths, roads in and around Roosevelt Forest in Stratford.
Well, that's fantastic. I don't understand what is Dracula's Drive other than just a mysterious road where the Melonhead children can attack you.
It's a
Or what?
mysterious road, that's all. It's just
Okay.
a road,
Yeah.
one of the following roads.
I can see that.
So you're telling me you're traveling via bike or car.
Biker.
You're going, and all of a sudden you just see a noggin. You just see a noggin appear from the woods. You're like, what
A
is
hell
that?
of a noggin.
A hell of a noggin?
Hell of
Like
a
hell
good
of-
noggin.
Hell of a dip?
Yeah, like hell of a dip. Hell of a
Hell of a
noggin.
noggin. Okay, fair enough. And you just see that noggin, this blueberry boy.
Are they blue?
I don't know. They could be. Hey,
Now you're thinking
You
of
know.
Megamind.
inbred does crazy things to the body.
You're right.
Anyway, pops out. You're like, what is that? But you're distracted looking over at him. By that time, they have placed a tree trunk in the road. This tree trunk just disables your bike/car. You are immobilized. You get rushed by 4 mini people.
Miniaturized.
4 miniaturized blueberries. They just rush you and they just start nibbling.
Nog goblins.
Goblins. They just start nibbling at your knees, your ankles, your legs, your feet. Take you out, and then next thing you know, you're supper.
Yeah, I don't know. The tree trunk would definitely stop a car and if an unskilled bicycle.
An unskilled bicyclist, yes. If you're a BMX rider, you might be able to clear that boy, but watch out.
Watch
Another
out.
one. Another one right there waiting for
Watch
you.
out. Right on the other side of that tree trunk, nails.
Nails
in the road.
And we're talking sharp nails here.
Sharp nails.
Sharp nails pointed upwards in the upright position, ready to puncture yourself.
And the bike tire.
Now I have a question.
Yeah.
How do these guys, since all they know is how to inbred and eat, like, do they inbred each other and then just eat? Like, dinner's almost ready in 9 months. Or have they developed some sort of skill to hunt? Like, do you see these boys with, bow and arrow, just master archery people?
I picture what you were saying. Like no, I don't think I don't think they just eat their children. Like they just are so not hungry that they wait that long. I think that what you're saying is they just swarm. They swarm people who tread too far on their nature hike. And if you and your family want to go on a nice camping adventure, nature hike in their forest, it's not the right forest for you because there's 4 to 5 mango melon heads in the forest just ready to eat you. And I would think they'd headbutt, huh? Maybe they just headbutt attack.
They have to headbutt unless they got soft heads. We don't know. We don't know the density of these noggins here.
Maybe just
they
be juice.
Could be as hard as a rock, or they could be filled like a water balloon. We're not sure. We need to
picture I'm looking
discover
at,
this.
It looks like he has a butt head.
It
looks like he has 2 cheeks on his forehead.
Wow.
Where
is this in Michigan?
Do we know any? If you're a melon head, please DM us on Instagram. Do you want to do a quick story?
We just determined the amount of these guys at once. We said 4.
Yeah.
There could be 30. Just imagine just an army of these blue guys.
Just 1,000 melons?
Just coming at you from all angles. That, I can believe they could just take you very easily. But then how do you feed such a big civilization without some sort of economy?
That's why I feel like there's only a couple of them. I feel like there's just a couple of these boys. You think there's a lot?
Need for melon head politics then?
No, I don't think there's a President Melon.
You know as well as I do, a good story is a good time.
Oh yes, of course.
This story is from Reddit. From our favorite author.
Is it now?
Oh, every time. Jacob Boy 69 back at it again with the white bands. That's why we haven't posted in such a long time, guys. Because that boy Jacob Boy 69 has just been slacking. He's not been creating stories for us to read.
Yeah, no good stories on Reddit from Jacob Boy 69.
Now, yeah, we're not going to waste your time with information and I'll hit you with a story at the end. So,
of course.
Quality over quantity, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
My name is Stephanie Rizzo. I'm a single mother from the state of Michigan. I'm not going to tell you which part because I'm not sure. I like to bike ride. I bike ride every Sunday afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m. because that is my favorite time of day. On this one Sunday afternoon, my normal route was blocked off due to construction. They're widening the roads, Michigan. So I decided to go off-road biking. I busted out my mountain bike that I got for Christmas 3 years ago, took off the wrapper, pumped up the tires, and hit the road.
Just now took off the wrapper from 3 years ago?
The thing was wrapped up. So I started biking as I usually do, headphones in, listening to some speaker knockers, some Scarlord at the same time, one in each ear. Traveling down this road, I noticed something peculiar. You guys will never guess, there's a log in the road. There is a log in the road.
What stump? A tree stump, that's what he said. Tree stump.
It's a tree stump. There was a large log in the road. Now, me being an experienced BMX rider, I've actually partaked in the X Games once or twice. I cleared that thing easy. I cleared that thing and had fun doing it, and I kept riding on. I got home safe and sound and went to bed that night. But what if I did not clear that log, I thought in my head? What if I would have jumped too soon or too late and I would have clipped the log and fell? Now the Melon Head legend that lurks the halls of the schools around town just went into my head at that very second. Oh, that's just a story, I thought to myself. But what if it wasn't? I also thought to myself. These boys would have eaten me like a turkey dinner on Thanksgiving. They would have demolished me, I thought. Thank God I cleared that thing. Just then, I heard a knock at my window. Who the hell knocks on a window this late, I thought. Other than someone with an incompetent brain. Just then, another thought entered my head. It can't be the Melon Head. Don't even think that. I was thinking about my neighbor Jerry. That boy Jerry has been, half a bubble off since 1992 when he got into that car accident. So I just brushed it off. Just then, I heard a crash coming from downstairs. I rushed downstairs to see the living room window had been penetrated by a large log. It was the same log from before. I could tell by all the twigs hanging off of it and the 2 leaves sitting on top. What is going on? I thought to myself. Just then, these 2 blue fellas hopped through and looked at me. They were about 3'6", heads the size of boulders, I tell you. They were looking at me. Hunger in their eyes, ice in their veins. They wanted to kill me just then, but I bolted upstairs, locked myself in the bathroom. Not today. I called the police. The phone rang once, twice, and went dead. They cut the line, I thought. These guys are smart after all. One option left. I had to make a run for it. I should have known this would happen one day, me living off of the swell Michigan forest just south of Dracula Drive. I thought this was a legend all along. Now I know why the price of the house was so low. Anyway, back to the present. I make a dash for the front door. I needed to get to my car. As soon as I bolted down the stairs, I hit the last step and was attacked from both sides by little blue baby melon heads. I kicked them both to the ceiling, punted them bitches. They did not stand a chance. My BMX biker legs took them to town. I made my way through the front door. Where are the other 2, I thought. I turned to look at my car, and just there I saw it. An army of at least 47,000 melon heads all staring at me. Blinking in unison. This is it, I thought. This is my time. But just when I thought I'd become their next delicious meal, they all knelt down to me. What is going on, I thought. And then I remembered. My mother dropped me on my head when I was a child, so my head was slightly larger than average. Could they think I was one of them? Could they think I was their queen, I thought to myself. Just then I was handed a crown that said, Queen of the Melon Heads, by what seemed to be their ex-leader. I was brushed off my feet and taken into the forest and sat upon the Melon Head Queen throne. And to this day, I rule the Melon Heads. So if you ever think about coming to Michigan, and you ever think about trying to test if this legend is true, just know I always get to pick the first portion of the next victim. Thank you.
Oh my god. Freaking Stephanie Rizzo. Queen. Well, that was a really good story, and I think it definitely helps us prove what we both, me and you both, know to be true.
Oh yes,
I was gonna say, do you think that the Melon Heads are true? But for me, I know they're true.
I know they're true as well. Come on now.
Like, I mean, that's just the verdict at this point. That's the most true story I've ever heard. There's no way.
Exactly. And even if you think the story is doubtful, which why would you even think that? Come on.
Exactly.
It's based on a true story. I forgot to say that. Okay. Inbred people are real. inbred people, do develop,
Issues.
deformities. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So melon heads could be a possibility at the end of the day. So I think they're real.
That's awesome.
That's
I
two
think
votes?
so too. That's 2 votes. Yes.
2 votes. So melon heads, according to the OFOF community as of right now, they are real. I don't know why I always said as of right now. I always said that.
As of right now, they're real until we figure out that they're not real.
Okay.
Maybe another day.
Okay, there we go.
You guys can let us know. Do you guys think they're real? Where can they let us know that at, Jacob?
You can let us know if they're real at our Instagram. You can DM us or comment under this post at _podcast. That is OFOF_podcast. Where else can they find us, Mr. Hunter?
They can find us where I want them to find us, and that is on Spotify and iTunes, and also the YouTubes.
Oh, yes.
Go follow us. Only Friends on Friday podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.
Oh, yes. Dude, our YouTube actually gets some views.
They
Have you
actually
seen
do,
that?
and this video, or this episode, this will have a nice little video for you guys to watch if you guys want to watch this on YouTube. It's just me. I mean, it's just me and Jacob, but just me and Jacob in our bedrooms, basically, essentially.
Just talking away.
But if you want to put some faces to the voices, if you didn't already know, go check us out on YouTube.
Oh yeah, go check us out. It's worth a watch for at least 10 minutes.
At least 10 minutes, then you can go back to Spotify.
Exactly.
Well, I think that about wraps it up.
I think so too.
Well, my name is Hunter.
And my name is Jacob, and we are the Only Friends on Friday podcast.
Only Friends on Friday, that is us.
We are city boys.
City boys, we have made it.
Hey, you with the mom.
Hey, you and your mom, how's your mom?
Tell her you miss her.